Now we'll study about the type of friction between two surfaces in contact. We can say when two surfaces are in contact, the friction between these surfaces can be classified in three categories. These are, the very first one is static friction, number two is limiting friction, and the third one is kinetic friction. As the name implies, static friction acts when body is at rest. Kinetic friction when body is in motion. Limiting friction is basically, it is the maximum limit of static friction, that is up to which the body can remain at rest, beyond which body will start in motion. Let's discuss the three in detail independently. When we talk about a static friction, we can say this act when body is at rest. But other condition is when a body is at rest, it will start moving only when some external force act on it. So we can say static friction will act when body is at rest and some external force is acting on it. Because external force will provide a tendency of body to move and a static friction will not allow the body to move. That's why it is called a static friction. You can say when on a rough horizontal surface, a body of mass m, the block of mass m is placed at rest, we can say it is not having any tendency of motion. So in this situation, we can say that friction is equals to 0 or no friction is acting on this body. But in the similar situation, say if on this rough surface a block is placed and an external force F is applied on it, still it is at rest. Due to the force, it has a tendency to move toward right, but due to roughness and interlocks, the ground applies a horizontal friction opposite to this force. And here the friction balances the external force. That's why the body is not moving, it is at rest. Or we can say the body is still in equilibrium because friction is balancing the external force acting on it. So this is the phenomena where we call this friction as a static friction. In this situation, one more thing we can say, that if we increase the value of this force, the friction will also increase. Because if we increase the force, the body will apply more force on the interlocks on the ground. The interlocks will react with the more force, the friction will still balance the values of F. But there is always a limit up to which the interlocks will tolerate the force applied by the body on ground. So the maximum limit up to which the static friction balances the external force acting on body is termed as limiting friction. So we can say this limiting friction is the maximum limit of a static friction up to which the friction balances the external force. If the value of external force crosses the limiting friction, the body will start moving. Or even we can say the force approaches the limiting friction because it is the maximum limit, the body will start moving. So we can say if this limiting friction is FL, and we can say here body will start moving when this external force is more than or equal to this limiting friction. But for force less than this limiting friction, this friction balances this F. You can say it will happen for capital F less than limiting friction. This friction which balances this external force and body is kept at rest is called static friction. So maximum limit of this static friction is limiting friction. As soon as the external force approaches limiting friction, the body will start moving.